What up, squad? Welcome back to AmbitionZ VapeR. Today we're looking at the Wismec Generation 3 Reuleaux, the RX Gen 3. Let's take a look at it. So this was sent to me from Wismec for the purpose of this review. Thank you very much. Will not change my opinion. You guys remember the Gen 1? RX 200, the Gen 2, the RX 200S, and now they have the RX Gen 3, okay? The last one they came out with that was good was the RX 300. I didn't really like the exoskeleton. That thing was ugly as hell. But they came out with the Gen 3. Now, what we're going to do in this review, guys, is we're going to dive down. I'm going to quickly show it to you. I'm not going through the menu system. I'm going to show you the screen, show you a couple things in the menu system. It's pretty much the same menu system as the RX 200S and the RX 300, okay? Just a different format, a different look on the screen. Compare it to the RX Gen 1 and Gen 2. Go through the box, give you the weight, all that good stuff. We'll come back up, we'll vape on and talk on it. I'll give you my final thoughts on this bad boy, let you know how much it is where you can find it, and we'll wrap it up like usual. Relax, grab a vape, let's dive down and check out the RX Gen 3. This is the package that it comes in. All right, it says below RX Gen 3. Okay. Wismec.com. Okay, comes with the Gnome sub-ohm tank, a dual 0.15 and a triple 0.2 ohm coil head, and some other stuff. And it comes in black, gray, brown, green, and red. I have the red version. You're going to open it up. You're going to get your RX Gen 3. Pull tab. You're going to get a battery warning card. Pull tab. Inside of the package you will receive the Gnome sub-ohm tank. Okay. Comes an Ultim drip tip. Airflow control. Alright. Little loose. It's alright. It says J-Bow. It's the same fill system. You don't have to pull the drip tip up. So that's good. That's the inside. It's got like a smoked out glass. Alright, pretty cool. It's the 0.15 coil head. Just gonna quickly look at it. Alright, good machining, great machining on these. See, this only goes up 30 to 70 watts. Screw that on. And that's what the Gnome sub-ohm tank looks like. Alright, quickly going over the Gnome. You get this 0.2 triple coil head sub-ohm tank, sub-ohm coil. It is a tri-coil. And this goes up to 130 watts. A micro USB cable for charging and upgrading. Additional glass piece that is like the smoked out glass. A Delrin 510 drip tip. Reuleaux RX Gen 3 user manual. A Gnome user manual. But it doesn't tell you anything about any specs on the sub-ohm tank. Amount of e-liquid, nothing. You're also going to get this little card just to make sure you put it on the the coil head, all that good stuff. And it gives you a rating on flavor and vapor production at 55 to 65 watts, and then 70 to 90 vapor, flavor. I don't know how accurate this is. It's saying the best flavor is the M01, less amount of wattage, more flavor. I don't agree with this. I think more wattage, you get more flavor and more vapor production. All right, depending on the coil, you go lower in resistance, higher in wattage, you're gonna get more flavor and more vapor. That's just how I feel. That's what I've noticed. Let's keep going. So here is the Reuleaux RX Gen 3 with the Gnome on top. I just want to give you a look of how they look together. All right, they look pretty nice together. But let's go over the mod. A 3 battery configuration, but it's a lot smaller. All right, it's kind of the same width, different 510. They fixed the 510. Okay. Nice colors to it, nice two-tone. I love the red. I think it looks gorgeous. It does have a big Wismec logo on that side and a big Wismec logo on that side. Then it has this black back portion, it doesn't come out. It just, like the old RX, it's just showing it for a two-tone look. You got the fire button, the wattage down, the wattage up, the micro USB port, the 510, and then you have the battery. So you just pull that, it pops open. It's numbered 1, 2, and 3, plus up, minus up. Okay. You got holes for ventilation, as you can see there and there. That's the ventilation ports. Then you got a couple ventilation ports on the battery door. Okay. Gold connections, and then gold connections down below. And then it doesn't have that annoying, like the Maxo, it had that little clip that just worked horrible. This one doesn't have it. So it is very flush on the bottom. You can't really see too much gap between the door and the body. That was a pet peeve of mine. This one's very nice and clean. And it goes up to 300 watts in TC and in wattage mode. Same chip as all of Wismec and Joytech, except there's a different layout on the screen. Nice screen on the front, has Jabo on the fire button. It's a nice firm gold-plated spring-loaded 510, and it's the same 510 as the P80 that I recently did a review on. All right, it's part of the body, so it's not going to pop out. Okay, now it's better than the 510 that they had on the old RX, right? I agree. That's correct. That one was square. This one's round. It's a different 510, but these sit flush. They sit flush on here. Most atomizers will sit flush. And the downside to me on that one is that it's going to transfer heat to the device or from the device to the atomizer, vice versa. Okay? It does say Reuleaux RX GEN3 on the top. You got some star screws if you wanted to ruin it and maybe put another chip in it and void the warranty. It does have Jabo and Wismec on the bottom. Has their nice logo there. I like how, I love the RX 200, man. That thing was awesome. So that is the body of it. I'm not going to go over the chip on this. I am going to show you the screen, but I'm not going over the menu system. This does your nickel, your titanium, your stainless steel, your TCR. Okay. All of your modes that you need. It does 303, 304, 316, and 317. Also, there's no specs in the menu. They don't give you the specifications of the device. They give you how to use it, but they don't give you any specs on it. And I don't like that. So as you can see, these had holes for ventilation on the sides. This one has a slit for ventilation. This one has Wismec on the side. These don't. This one is substantially smaller. And I know a lot of people are going to like that, but me personally, I like the size of these more than the size of that because of my sausage hands. You know what I mean? And the door is different. The door flips from the bottom. On this one, it took off, it came off from the side. They took the RX 300 button. As you can see, that's the S and that's the regular, right? And then that is the Gen 3. That's the same button as the RX 300. So the screen's bigger. I mean, look at the height difference. If I put that right up, that's a lot of extra room. It's just basically the height of a battery, an 18650. Now let's quickly look at the 510s. I want to compare it because it's important. And I know you guys probably want to see it as well. So let me put those like that. So these were bad 510s. These weren't the best 510s. All right, they took the sinuous Predator style, the P80 style, and they put the 510 on this versus the older ones. Now, it's got the catch cup. It's smaller. It's a smaller catch cup, and these were bigger catch cups. But the 510 on these, I didn't have an issue with it, but I know people did. So that's the older 510s, the square style, and this is the newer 510. It's smaller, but it's a better 510. It's definitely a better 510. Changed a couple things around. They have the logo on these. They changed it to Gen 3 Reuleaux, but they kept the same look of it by putting that style on the back door to have it match the back door of the RX. Yeah, these were beating around, man. I beat these up pretty well, and they still work great. So, as you can see, but that's the difference. You do positive up, positive up. These are definitely spring-loaded on the bottom. See that? So they're definitely spring-loaded on the bottom. So this runs in 3 battery configuration. And that's what the screen looks like. So you have, see that? That's the different style. They have these little things here. They have the battery indicated 3, 2, and 1. So that's good. Then it has your resistance, and it has your volts, and it has your puffs. Then it has your power, your wattage. It does go up to 300 watts, and it goes in 0.1 watt increments pretty much all the way up. I don't like that. This should definitely be a 1 watt device. I mean, no doubt about it. See? Look, it goes in 0.1. Oh, that's so annoying to me. I don't know why they're doing that. It's a 300 watt device. Like, you don't need 0.1. 1, 2, 3 will definitely get you in the mid system. That will blink, and you can change by the right button to go to temp. You hit the left button, and then you can go change nickel, titanium, stainless steel. Hit the left button again. Now you can adjust the power up to 300 watts. See that? So you can adjust that however you'd like to adjust it. That goes in 0.1 as well. You can go to TCI by going to the right. You got M1. Okay, so if you wanted to hit the left, then you can go M2, M3. Okay. Go over, over. You can lock the resistance, over. Now I want to change the puff to amps. There we go. All right, that does go up to 600 degrees Fahrenheit. It does round robin and go to 315 Celsius. All right, so that's all great and dandy. It goes pretty fast. It does have it has the same menu, okay? That's why I'm not going to go over it. 74.3 millimeters tall by 48 millimeters wide, and it's about 39 millimeters thick right here. It's about 26. If we go to the 510 itself, this is where it gets interesting. That's about 18, 20 millimeters. That catch cup is 20. And the catch cup on the older devices was about 23, 22. So if we take the Gnome, right? There's no gap. There's a very, very minor gap, which is good. It's about the same. That's the Cosmonaut IDA, 24 millimeters. A gonna pretty much, you can get 25s on there with no overhang, and that's it. So I know a lot of people are gonna say they wish they put the 510 in the center, so you could use that real estate for like a 30, but you're not gonna be able to do it on this one. The Gnome's 25 millimeters in diameter. Very clicky buttons. That's a big logo. I know a lot of people aren't gonna like that. Okay, now let's see the weight of this with 3 18650s. It's going to weigh 288 grams with 3 18650s in it. And with the Gnome, it's going to weigh 340 grams in weight. So, but with 3 18650s, it's definitely got some weight to it. So let's go back up top. Let's vape on it, talk on it. I'm going to give you my final thoughts and let you know how much it is where you can find it. I'll see you guys in a minute. We are back from the close-up on the RX Gen 3. It's definitely smaller. That's the selling point on this one. It's definitely smaller than the other ones. That's what people complained about, was those were too big. Me, personally, I thought those were the perfect size. I loved them, but they can't, come out with, it would just be the same as the RX 200S with a different screen. So they made this one smaller. They changed the door, they changed the 510, and they changed the screen layout, and that's pretty much it. And it goes up to 300 watts. Nice fire button. There's no button rattle. There's no battery rattle. 0 on that, okay? Nice 510. 25s are going to sit on here without any overhang. Anything above that, there will be overhang, okay? Comes in a bunch of different colors. I love the red. The red's just gorgeous. All right, but I know a lot of you might not like the, if it wants to focus, you might not like that Wismec on the sides. All right, it's kind of largely branded with the Wismec on both sides. I don't really like that. I think it looks good, but it is a lot of branding on it. I mean, it says Wismec on both sides pretty large. So, and then it says Reuleaux up top. You know, that it's subjective, okay? Everything's really subjective, but I don't like, it doesn't bother me, but I'd rather have it without it. I think it would look cleaner. Maybe smaller, maybe on one side, maybe some, I don't know. It's the names are big on it. The Wismec's big on it. Nice fire button. It fires pretty much instantly. Ready? Fire. It fires instantly. So I'm going to give it a pro for that. Great chip. I love the chip. It's firmware upgradable. You can go up to 300 watts in temperature control mode and in wattage mode. That's a pro. TCI, nickel, titanium, stainless steel, power mode. All that good stuff. Lock your resistance. Check your amps, your volts, your batteries for each individual battery. That's all good. Now, does it feel like true wattage to me? I've been vaping this like a few days straight. Just this. Using it at work, using it all day long, and it doesn't feel like true wattage. It feels a little bit underthrottled, and I think it's because it's a 300 watt device. If this was like a 250, I think it would be true wattage. But 300 watts, you know, no. You can't achieve 100 watts on one battery. You can achieve 75, you know? So 75 plus 75 plus 75, you know, is what? 225, 250, somewhere in that range. I think it would be more true wattage if it was a 250. I think they should have made it a 250. Who needs 300 watts? I don't. Maybe somebody does, but I don't, okay? So it's a little bit down throttled to true wattage, to like a DNA device. A little bit. It's close. Like 110 watts I usually vape. On this one, I have to kick it up to like 115, 120. It's close. It's close. So I got the Gnome sub-ohm tank on top. Okay, I got the red version. It's a very clean looking red. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to vape an IDA on it. I'll show you what it looks like, and we'll go from there. I have the 0.2 ohm that goes to 130 watts. I have it at 100 watts. All right? I got it at 100 watts on it. Vape's nice. It's not going to achieve the full 300 watts on this sub-ohm tank. It's a small sub-ohm tank. It holds 2 mLs of e-liquid. It doesn't hold a lot. Top fill, nice top fill. Nice airflow, nice and smooth, good flavor, decent vapor production. 110 watts. It says goes to 130, but I'm at 4.69 volts at 110. It can handle 110. Let's go to 120 real quick. 120. It can handle it. It feels like a little bit too much. It's almost at 5 volts. So I got the Cosmonaut with the Half Moon Mods Fat Bastard on top. Red matte. I mean, this is matching it for days, man. Really, really nice. Really nice setup here. 110 watts. It's a 0.14 dual alien. Now, there's some things I have to go over, some cons that I have to go over on this device. There's definitely some cons, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I'm vaping on some Hit That Juice Razhole from my boy Mike Vapes. This is one of my favorite e-liquids, like, of all times. I love this shit. It is phenomenal. A big con to this device, it gets hot. It gets extremely hot, extremely fast. I've noticed it. Couple pulls, it's warm. Couple more pulls, it's getting hot. My Cosmonaut gets hot. The box mod gets hot. And I run this Cosmonaut on other boxes, chain vaping, and it doesn't get hot. So it gets hot. I don't know why. The RX 200S didn't get hot. The RX 200 to me didn't get hot. This one gets, it's noticeably, it gets hot, like fast. Like it's already getting warm. Let me get my heat gun. I'll be right back. So I got my heat gun. This is why I bought this thing. When I say it gets hot, I gotta show you. I've been taking a couple pulls off of it. It's at 94.5 degrees. RDA, 95.5. It, like, on other devices, it doesn't do that. You know, take my word for it or not. It just gets warm. It's definitely smaller, so you have to hold it like that. You know what I mean? It's just kind of uncomfortable for me. I liked it a little bit longer, so this finger was just in front. It was just more comfortable for me. If you have smaller hands, you're going to enjoy it, but for me, for people that have big hands, it's going to be like one of them things, you know, but it is smaller. 95 degrees. Let me do the screen. 96.8 on the screen itself, right in the front. 96.8. The atomizer is definitely cooler than the front of the device where the chip is. This thing, it gets hot, guys. It's definitely a con in my opinion. So that's going to be a con. Besides that, I don't have really any gripes to it. It's a little bit too small for me, okay? So that's con for me number 2. But they specifically made this smaller for people that were complaining about the RX 200 being too big. So that's a personal con. I just wanted to let you know, for me, it's too small. The 510's better. They took the sinuous 510 from the P80 and they put it on this. It's part of the body. It's not going to pop out like the Predator. It vapes just like the RX 200S, but a little bit down throttled and smaller. Good screen. I can read it daytime, nighttime, it doesn't matter. It does all your nickel, titanium, stainless steel, TCR, that's a pro. You can find the Gen 3 by Wismec at wismec.com, link on screen and description. That's where it's sent from, that's where you can find it. Now I saw it online, anywhere between $60 and $70 for the kit with the sub-ohm tank. That's a good price point, if you ask me. That's a really, really good price point. I like the battery door, but I liked the battery door on the RX 200S, the Gen 1 and the Gen 2. I liked that door style better. But this one works. It's way better than the iJoy's ones, the Maxo and those ones. That was the worst door I ever came across. This door is a good door. I'll put some links in the description where you can find the Gen 3. And if a mugger stole my book bag and I was on the train and this was in it, would I go out and buy it? That's the question. I'm kind of on the fence with it. I like it, but it gets warm and it's kind of too small for me. For me, it fits better in the pocket. You know, if you're going to work and you want to put it in your pocket, it definitely fits better in the pocket than the Gen 2 and the Gen 1. But it gets warm. It just, the box gets warm. And I don't like that. So I'm kind of on the fence with it. It's totally you guys' decision. I just want to give you my opinion because that's why you're here. Correct? On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give this thing overall, to be honest, besides on the fence or not, I'm going to give it about an 8. It's a solid, heavy 8. The only reason why it's not a 10, because I love the RX Gen 1 and Gen 2, is because of the size and that it gets warm. That's why it's not a 10. I mean, I can recommend it. You know, you guys know my pros and cons. So thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or informative, consider subscribing, leaving a like, comment down below if you have any additional questions or concerns on the Gen 3 or anything else for that matter. Hopefully they come out with a DNA version. If they don't, hey, it is what it is. But thanks for watching. Stay juiced up, stay half-assed. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Have a great night. Peace.